Live on DAZN Worldwide, April 26th, Eubank Jr versus Ben. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
Colin McGuigan, IFLTV, powered by DAZN, here with Frank Warren. Frank, first of all, we have to talk about your man, Anthony Yarde, tonight. Is this Anthony Yarde 2.0 coming back?
This is a big moment for him. You know, he comes through this. He's going to have some seriously big fights this year, the rest of the year. But you know, he's got to get over this. You know, I look at the two fights. The first fight that they had, it was during COVID, and a lot of people thought it was a close fight, and I generally thought Lyndon won the fight. The second one was very emphatic victory for Anthony, and he's got to do the same thing this time. He's got to get rid of Lyndon as quickly as he can.
We spoke to Chris Eubank Jr yesterday, and he feels hard done by with this half of an ounce. Would you have let him off that half of an ounce with a penalty, or?
No, I wouldn't. I mean, you know, these guys, they sign contracts for. They've got contracts to sign them. The fact of the matter is, he must be so struggling not to be able to get that off with a weight, and that's more. Worry about the money. I'd be more worried about that.
What do you think happens tonight?
I don't know. Look, I'm not going to be go back on what I said. You know, when they made the first fight, a big guy should always win. They're not the two best out there. It's the family rivalry and all the nonsense that's gone on with the controversy and the eggs and God, you know, whatever assault, and probably their dads has made this the event it is. Is this weight going to affect Eubanks if the fight goes into the latter rounds? I don't know. Connor's obviously a very small guy. He made the weight, it was 4 pounds under, and that means he's ate normally. He's not had to kill himself to make the weight. So he's fighting a naturally bigger man. And on tonight, I would think, you know, he's going to be much, much heavier than Connor. I would be surprised if he's a good 10 or 12 pounds heavier than him. And you would fancy it, but it depends what's happening with this, you know, this weight. When he's 36 years of age now, is he 36? You know, having to get that weight off, and you've got to remember he's had to be careful in getting that weight off. Not just yesterday, probably, you know, for the last couple of weeks, we're really working hard to get it down. And I was hearing he was quite heavy over on the test weighing, so he hasn't just made it by, you know, a couple of ounces. He's been getting that off all on the morning before he steps on the scales. And you know, it's the old famous excuse when you show up late for a weigh-in, you know, you got caught in the traffic and whatever. What was happening? He was trying to get the weight off.
Frank, I've got two more questions. What did you make of Chris Eubank Sr.'s comments?
In what way?
In terms of, he said, you know, his son's a disgrace for taking this fight. He said that Eddie Hearn should have his licence revoked.
Look, his dad and I mean, his dad, I mean, I promoted him. I think he had 4 or 5 fights for me and got beaten 3 or 4 of them. You know, Chris has got his ways and his thoughts. The one thing I do agree on, though, is the danger of the weight. You know, there is that is a danger, and he's a dad, and he's concerned about it, and I get that. I mean, and understand where he's coming from with that.
Do you think it's sad that he's not here and involved, because of obviously all of the history with him and Nigel?
That's their business. It's not my business, is it? That's their business, and you know, if he's, you know, what goes on within their family is their business. It's not nothing to do with me.
Frank, last one, we've seen Usyk Dubois announced by Mike Coppinger. What can you tell us about that?
Has he got a promoter's licence now as well?
What can you tell us, Frank? It's going to happen? 19th of July?
I can't tell you. I mean, you know, Mike Coppinger seems to know more than we do. We'll see.
All right, Frank.
You'd like it, though, wouldn't you?
I'd love it.
That's the best fight in the best.
How good is that fight, though?
How good is it? What do you think? You've got Usyk, who's, you know, everybody says he's the number one, 2 magnificent, well, lots of magnificent fights, but certainly 2 great fights, very, very close fights with Tyson. And you've got Daniel, who's been a revelation in his last 3 fights, and badly hurt Usyk with a legitimate blow. So lots of controversy there, but it's a great fight. It's a great, great fight, and I'd love to see that. I'm going to ask Mr. Coppinger for a ticket when he promotes it.
Can you confirm Mike Coppinger's reports of it being the 19th of July and not the 12th?
What do I know? Everybody knows more than me. I don't know. What do I know?
Frank Warren, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.